Here's one. Here's one. Yeah. Do you think a woman should tell a man if her hair is natural or not before?
No.
Yes, people, what's good, and welcome back to Rum and Reason. We have Samantha and Mac and myself, Charlie. Jason in at the moment. He is doing his thing. We miss you, brother, and we look forward to seeing you again or having you back.
Stay safe, my bro.
Yep.
Yeah. So, you and Sam, or we've decided to invite Sam again for the topic that needs to be covered. Yeah,
Because I'm wonderful.
but we let Sam run with it.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
the topic today.
Yeah, she'll tell you what the topic is, bro. And then let me sort the drinks out, and then we'll get into some Dominoes, rum, and then chatting. Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, what do you have for us today?
Yes, so today we are talking black hair. We are talking about the tradition and the history of it, what it means to our community, the black community, how it's so embedded in our culture, so we're going to start with the history, but, I'm very, very aware.
Today's topic is what about?
I know.
Black hair, and as you can see, my two co-hosts don't have hair, so they will be
Yeah.
so they will be simply reminiscing about the hair they had. So
So just basically a roasting of us. Yeah. All right.
We'll talk about the history of
Be
the
victimized.
hair.
You shove out here. But today, guys, we drinking the Morgan Spice. We love Morgan Spice here.
Morgan Spice,
Yeah,
Captain
Morgan. Captain Morgan. Yeah, who's Morgan Spice again?
And not that one.
is that Morgan Spice an artist?
Well, you mix up between Morgan Heritage.
Morgan Heritage,
Morgan
yeah.
Heritage. Yeah.
That's a very good
This
drink.
is Captain Morgan.
Yes.
You just smell it and it gives you the effect. Very good.
Yes, it's very spicy.
Captain Morgan today.
Okay, so shall I start talking about the history? So I've done a little bit of research in terms of traditional African kind of hairstyles, and it's the history of hair has been very, very important to the black community for a very, very long time in terms of culture, in terms of like tribes and different parts of Africa. They use their hair to show status, they use their hair to show fertility, they use the hair to show whether women traditionally use their hair.
No status, no fertility.
So the more elaborate the hairstyle, the more status you had in that tribe or within that area of Africa. There is also a tribe in Africa where the men would have a long braid, and when they got married, they would hide that braid so other women couldn't see it, because it was a sign of their kind of, I'm it kind of thing,
Okay.
So,
That's
and
new today, boy.
they would only show it at things like funerals and kind of official events, but other than that, it was always covered.
We'll be screwed, man.
Where's your braid?
It's hidden.
It's hidden, yeah. Not that braid.
Yeah, it's hidden. It's hidden.
It's that back here, you can't see it.
But that's quite interesting. You mentioned about how it comes from Africa and the styles that we have and the reasons why these styles exist.
Yeah.
Because I saw I'm also watching National Geographic, yeah, and there's a tribe where the women use clay, like red clay,
Yes.
to redo their hair and keep it fresh, and actually use that red clay to cleanse their body as well.
Keep the moisture in, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's all protective hairstyles in a way.
Yeah.
But also it's, within that, I can't remember what the tribe is that used that hairstyle, but it was also a sign of it was also a status sign. So the neater your hair was, the more kept your hair was, showed how good you were as a mother, as a wife, within the community. So women who were more in mourning used to keep their hair unkempt because it showed that they were, in mourning.
Really?
So, yeah, and it was also a very socialization thing. So the women used to get together and do each other's hair. So that was a very traditional thing, and it's a very traditional. It still is today. Salons. You see lots of salons filled with men's salons. Men's barbers. It's very much still a socialization thing within our community.
Interesting topic today. I'd like to know Bob Marley get his style from. So.
Yeah.
So dreadlocks does originate from
Locks.
Africa, from different regions of Africa, but I think his is mainly from the Ethiopia kind of that kind of influence, isn't it?
That's the part.
Yeah. Well, my brother said to me, Richie, you were saying that, but the locks thing came from. There's a couple of guards Selassie had that was protected him and decided they're not going to cut their hair. They're gonna cut their hair for some unknown reason. And then
Is that because Selassie killed the barber, so there was no barber? Just asking.
Yeah, that's exactly the reason.
That's exactly why, man. Death for barbers.
The only barber in town got killed.
Yeah, just kill him. But Sam, you mentioned black salons, yeah. That black at Caribbean salons, it's an experience, bro. I remember as a youth, you remember this, going there with your mom, your auntie, and it's a whole day thing, bro.
Not so much. I wouldn't. Is it so much for men's kind of?
Nah,
barbers
men
as
takes
well?
you there for a couple of hours, you out.
So you mean when you went with your mum and she was doing her hair?
Yeah, as a kid.
Yeah.
As a kid.
I mean, I spent 7 hours in a salon, which is why I went natural because I couldn't.
Bro, that's a shift.
But it's a shift, isn't it?
That's a shift.
Yeah. I used to spend hours, and I'm not a patient person, so I don't like just sitting around, unless it's my choice.
Yeah.
I'm happy to sit around and do nothing, but I don't want to. I'm a bit of an introvert as well, so those type of environments weren't really for me. But traditionally, yeah, you get there and you're waiting for the appointment's on time, so they know you're coming. They're ready on time, but then they're also doing 4 other people's hair. They're having lunch. They're talking to the people who's coming in selling stuff. Then they're on the phone to someone talking.
Some people don't mind the wait, because if you got 4 people.
It's an institution, bro.
Yeah, if you got 4 people in front of you get to get the gossip out with 4 people in front of you.
Yeah,
so some people just don't.
I think that just wasn't for me. I think, like I said, I am a bit of an introvert. I'm not someone who necessarily likes busy environments. So it was one of the reasons why I grew out the creamy crack, the relaxer.
But look at this, yeah. So let me get this straight. So if your appointment's 9:00, yeah.
Yeah.
You might not be seen till 9:45.
9:45. So they try and squeeze as many people as they can, before you.
Because there's different stations. So you come in, they give you the kind of consultation, and you're waiting around for them to finish someone off. Then they will wash your hair, and then maybe someone else will pick you up, and then they would dry your hair. Like they'll put you under the hairdryer and detangle your hair or something like that. Then you're under the dryer for probably longer than you need to be, but that's a way of them kind of keeping you.
Yeah.
And then you're sitting
crispy,
there,
innit?
and then they take you out, and you're sitting there waiting for them to come and kind of start on your hair.
This is no extra crispy now.
No, I mean, you know what I mean.
And then they might start someone might come and like do something to your hair beforehand, and then someone will come and start cutting and styling your hair.
So a little bit off topic. So if you go on time,
Yes,
you don't get seen until sometime later.
you'll get seen. So they will come and greet you. They will come and say, "Hi, how are you?
That's it. But
And can
no
you wait over
starting.
there?"
But what if you turn up late?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't turn up late. But it's funny because now
Hot all up here. So if you turn up late, they will turn you away. But if you turn up early, you have to wait.
they wouldn't necessarily turn you away. But if they've got another appointment and you've come after that person, you're gonna have to wait now.
I have to wait and wait.
So when you go into a salon and you see waiting room, obviously you're gonna be waiting.
Yes.
It's a waiting room.
It's a waiting room. You're gonna be waiting.
But you can't. But into like women's salons, you can't just walk off the street. I know in barbers, you could probably just walk off the street and just wait around.
Not
You
no,
don't-
not
you don't
so
appoint-
much. You have to
you don't-
book your appointment, didn't it?
What? When? You have to?
Bro, now I went to a thing in Birmingham last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
The brother, he was about, I said 19. He had a spreadsheet.
Yeah, because they do book
bookings,
appointments.
and you have 50 minutes either way. If you turn up 15 minutes early, you're right. 50 minutes late, you kind of alright. If it's more than that, he turns you away, bro.
Is it his barber?
It's his barbershop.
But you would have to, because you can't just rely on people just walking in, can you?
Nah.
So people do book appointments, but they do generally quite flexible in
First
barbershops.
come, first serve.
Yeah.
You book an appointment. Okay, we expect you today. Somebody
Yeah.
come up. You're not here. Sit down.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
come in
yeah.
between appointments, they might have 15 minutes in between that they might be able to fit you in. So,
If you're late, you're late.
yeah.
But the thing I love about barbershops in particular, yeah, the institution side of it, where black people come together and we speak about the news, basically,
The
like
gossip.
community news.
The gossip.
I was trying to be diplomatic about it, man. Men don't gossip
Gossip.
about news.
The rural
Man like me don't
interceptions.
understand that diplomatic word. Tell me about
Yeah,
it.
the roll.
I just said the comments. time we're playing dominoes still. You know?
We are playing dominoes.
You know, last time, because she won so much last time, Mac, I think you should go this time.
No pressure, no pressure.
What
No,
you say? What you say, Sam?
I still can't hold these things.
no pressure.
We
Eh?
need new dominoes. Anybody wants to donate a box of dominoes to us, please do.
We appreciate.
So I'm getting rid of double six again.
So let me ask you about the whole experience in a salon. Yeah. Do you find people have to order food while you're waiting, or if you have to go there prepared, because you know you have that 7 hour wait?
It really depends.
Let's lift your mic, yeah.
I think it depends on the salon. If you're in a place where it's a busy area and there might be a restaurant that sells food there, sometimes you can ask people who work there, like the assistants.
Bro,
I got a visual of someone walking past. Could I have your order, please? What you want? What you want?
It really depends on the salon. I think it also depends how well known you are to that salon as well. If it's somebody you've been for years and years and years, then you might be able to say, "I'm really hungry," and they might say, "Oh, we can send blah 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 to go and get something for you." So you'll give them the money and they'll go and buy it for you.
you see the flip side of that?
Hey,
You see the flip side of that?
what's that?
So you see a saloon and a food restaurant next to one another. You're gonna be waiting on purpose, you know, because hey, listen, my customers come over and buy food from you. That's a little business there for you. You know?
Yeah.
So you wanna go and get your hair done properly, ensure that your salon is not next to a restaurant. You're gonna
Next to a restaurant.
I mean,
That's a good
I
show.
mean, sometimes you see women with their hair wet, waiting for food.
yeah.
You know,
Mm.
or their hair in rollers or whatever. You know, waiting for food. So, yeah, I think it depends how well known you are. If you're a new customer, that might not necessarily happen if you've only been there a few times. But if you're well known,
You don't know what's going on.
yeah, you would know. You know how they do things.
Is it big six or blank?
Six.
So looking at my dominoes.
I'm looking at your dominoes.
You're looking at my dominoes
No,
because I can't hold them.
You're not showing anybody anything at all.
Yeah, man. You're gonna win anyway. Yeah. So tell me about like when you in there and the consultation. What do they ask you? Do you like do they ask you? Do you want your hair natural? Do you want this? Do you want that?
Well, it depends. I think beforehand you'll tell them what they want. So when you book the appointment, you'll say to them, "I want this," so they'll make enough time to be able to do what you want.
Yeah.
There's some styles that take a lot longer than others. Obviously, if you're doing relaxers and stuff, that's a time-consuming process. If you're doing weaves and stuff, that's a time-consuming process. So but some hairdressers are so quick at these things. So I suppose they allocate the time needed in order to do what they need to do. But there's so many stipulations now. Like you go on Instagram and you see like now salons request you to have your hair washed wherever they would wash your hair. It needs to be detangled. It needs to be this. It needs to be that. And it's like, what am I paying you for? Literally just
Exactly.
Well, yeah. So as you just mentioned, different type of hair, the weave, the
Yes.
wax or whatever it is. So from a woman's perspective,
Yeah.
how important is your hairstyle to your image?
I think it's of the utmost importance. I think, I think women use their hair, and that's dates back to kind of the history of our culture. Black women use their hair to show their personalities, to show who they are. You see women with, if they want to be more sophisticated or they want to be on trend, you might see them with the wigs and the weaves and stuff like that. And then you have women who are a bit more, they want to be, I won't say more real, that's probably the wrong way to kind of say it, but more kind of traditional.
Natural.
You might see them with locks, more natural. They don't want to put chemicals in their hair. They don't want messing around their hair. They'll have more natural hairstyles. So I think it really natural hair does show a personality, I think, in terms of how a woman kind of sees herself and how a woman sees the world. I mean, I have nothing against wigs and weaves and things like that, but I think it does kind of give a sense of what's important to that person. Not what's important, but how they see themselves in the world. Okay. How they want people to see them as well.
That's a different move from what we mentioned earlier, the traditions in Africa, how women carry their hair in different tribes. we sort of more looking at image rather than a cultural piece. People more looking at images now.
Yeah.
How you feel, how you want to portray yourself.
But do you think that's kind of like a Western thing? The further west you go, images, because you have that this mold, and for women, I suspect it's a very challenging thing to have that self confidence about you being yourself as an individual,
Yeah.
and not standing out where you feel like you are not hitting that mark for what society expects. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, in the world of kind of in the corporate world, natural hair was seen as a taboo for a very, very long time, and women refrained from wearing their hair natural because it wasn't seen as professional. So women used to straighten their hair, they used to wear the weaves and the wigs because it was deemed as more professional. But as time is moving on, you'll see more women in the workplace with locks. You'll see more women in the workplace with natural hair. You'll see more women in the workplace.
Confident, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it is a confidence thing. I mean, our daughter herself, she was wearing braids since she started secondary school, so for 4 years. And she made the decision that she didn't want to do that anymore because she knew why she was doing it. She was trying to assimilate, to fit in. So she made that decision.
But braid come from African traditions, isn't it?
It does, but that braiding your natural hair.
It's all your natural, isn't it?
I mean, some African tribes did use kind of hair extensions and things like that. But I think in terms of like younger people, they do it because they want to fit in. You know, you see the kind of girls with long hair, and that's a very on trend thing now. So in order to fit in, they also want to have that kind of long hairstyles. But our daughter, she's made the decision to kind of go natural, and it was a really tough decision for her because it was hard. I understood where she was in terms of how she was thinking, because it's scary because you're taking yourself away from what the expectation of you is, and you're changing something that's quite important to you. I think for black women, their hair is very important to them, and you don't know what that reaction is going to be. And I think it makes women nervous when you change it. It also used to make me nervous to change my hair because then you'd get all the questions. How'd you do that? Can I touch it? Blah blah blah.
Listen, I swear to God, if anyone says to me,
Says what?
About what?
I don't want to touch your hair. If anybody else, if they want to touch
yeah,
your
no,
hair,
says,
touch your hair.
Yeah, can I touch your hair?
What, your
You
hair?
haven't got any hair.
Exactly, can I touch your hair?
You want to touch your skull?
Hey, bald patches are sexy. but it's good that you mentioned that, Sam, about the confidence thing about wearing your hair naturally. Now, black men now, I don't know if black men see it this way. We do take pride in our hair. Those that have it, even if you have a beard as well, we'll take pride in the shape up. Do you know what I mean? However, bro, imagine as a man having a full head of hair and then losing it.
It's okay.
You know what I mean?
Sorry, bro. We're sorry.
He's still in trauma about it. That's all right, baby.
An afro, especially an afro.
Yeah.
6
Yeah.
inch. 6 inches.
Yeah, I mean, you had a 6-inch afro, bro.
Nah, I feel your pain, bro, man.
Shut up, man. I'll just say, like, imagine you using your hair or going through that process, losing your hair as a man, and you're going to being bald. That can really play on your insecurities as well.
It might go.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Sam, you're not playing domino. You got 8 cats.
I know.
10. Are you playing again?
I've been missing. I've been talking, haven't I? Do I have to play again?
Yeah. So
Now you just like you
play again.
you missed about 3 games. So you got 7, 8 cards.
Yeah, I don't know.
Charlie have 4.
I'll
5,
play again. There you go.
6. I have 4. You have 6. You have 8.
my turn, isn't it? Right.
Something.
Yeah. So what do you think about that, Sam?
So in terms of like men,
Losing their hair.
Well, to be fair, we
Well,
asked
I've-
Sam how men feel losing their hair.
I've
Should we
always
talking about
preferred men. I've always preferred bald men, if I'm honest with you. So it was never that much of an issue to me.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. Thank you, but I'm just saying.
I mean, I love the rock.
It's the opposite.
So-
To be fair, maybe I can take up some of that as well. I still have some hair left on my head, but but when you notice that whether your hairline or whatever start to change, you look in the mirror, it's like that cut you used to get when you were younger, you can't take that cut anymore. It's like, oh crap. Then you need to transition yourself into feeling comfortable doing something. My haircut wasn't really something I was too much comfortable in taking anyway, but what saved me is the fact that background, like military and so on, you get low haircut, that sort of like, okay, it was a smooth transition rather than walking around with a big afro or high top or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Everybody know me, old pictures with big hair on my head and all of a sudden
Yeah.
sliding on the...
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me it was an easy transition, but I guess for some people it's a difficult one.
I mean, you used to quite like your hair, didn't you, when you had it?
Yeah, that like very flat hair with quite wavy and that. But growing up in the Caribbean, there were certain hairstyles for men that weren't allowed in profession. So if you're a professional and you went for a job interview, the first thing they look at is your hair.
Yeah.
Second thing might be if you have any studs or earrings. So if you have any of these things, if they ain't correct according to what they wanted, they would not hire you.
They're very judgy, yeah.
I still think that's the case. I still think that the case. And I mean, there's lots of Instagram reels where women will say the interview day and they'll be going with a wig on their head. It's all kind of straight. And when they get the job, they take the wig off and they go natural.
And like, what did we hire again?
Yeah, it's like, are you the same person?
Yeah.
So I think it's still, I still think it still matters to in certain areas, certain sectors, and it's probably still seen as probably unprofessional in a lot of ways. But I think, in particularly, men and women with with cornrows, and I think it's starting to change. It's not changing as fast as it should do, but I think it's starting to go in the right direction. I think the more confidence men and women have in wearing their hair in traditional styles, the more it's kind of accepted.
And do you think hairstyle these days is still a traditional thing, or it's more of a style?
I think
not tradition, more of like, if I may use the word status type of thing, or more of a style?
I mean, if you look at the price of wigs and weaves, I mean, they're ridiculous. People pay thousands of pounds to do their hair now.
So it's still a status?
I think it's still a status thing.
Yeah, because I know of people like every weekend they'll do their hair.
Yeah.
True.
I think it's still very much a status thing, and it's very much a, I can afford to do it kind of thing. It's maybe not that openly, outrightly said, but I think women feel, particularly women who pay, I can't believe how much it is to put in braids now, you're talking hundreds of pounds.
But who are they doing that for, though?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I mean, I think it's very much to do with.
What are you trying to attract?
I mean, I think social media has a lot to do with the way people see themselves and people feel about themselves in terms of how they look and want to look.
Validation.
Yeah, So I think people change their styles. There's women who have 1 minute they've got afro, next minute they've got natural hair, so they kind of change it up.
It's a style.
One thing about that, to the ladies looking out there, and you have a husband and that, if you're about to change your hair up, give us a warning, warn us, because like we can't see you walking out the door with an afro at 10 a.m. and you walk back, you have long hair going to your shoulders. That's confusing to people,
How about the opposite way around then?
What's that?
The opposite way around. You leave the house with long hair and you come back. I'm doing this a natural hair.
With an afro.
But okay.
But it must be a shock to men who meet a woman and she's got
hair.
She's got a wig on, and then the first time they're together and they wake up, if she's taken off that wig,
you call the police. Who are you? Who are you? What are you doing in my room? It was me from last year.
Oh, yeah.
No.
So
come on.
So let's break down the different genres of hairisms or hairstyles or
hairstyles.
So let's talk about the extensions. Yeah. So what are they called?
extensions.
Extensions. So extensions. Yeah.
Braids. Extensions.
So you can have human hair. You can have plastic. It's plastic or man-made.
It's Cacolian, I think it's called.
Synthetic.
Yeah, synthetic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And what's the purpose of it? Is that to let your hair grow, or
human hair is a lot more expensive than synthetic hair?
Human hair.
Yes.
Synthetic hair. Yeah.
Women use human hair to braid now. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying about the expense of doing hair.
Hold on a minute. So, a group of people are willing to lose their hair, while a group of people are willing to use that to say they have long hair.
So that's interesting. So I saw once again, Instagram reel about a woman talking about why traditional Indian hair, or and why Indian women will cut their hair, and it's usually when they are trying to cleanse themselves of their sins.
And they give you the sins.
And then exactly.
Oh crap. I'm happy with this, yeah. Nobody giving me
A lot of
any
women
sins.
walking around, loads of sins walking around, boy.
So when I see you walking around, you think, yo, I've got some long sins on me. Hey, you crap on me then.
Yeah.
So
You
we
keep
can,
your sins.
because hair is very, very important in Indian
Ooh.
culture, but women will shave their head. It's a kind of, it's a ceremony
Yeah.
that they do in these temples, and then they collect all the hair up, and they sell it to black women.
That is mad. But let me ask you, who? I've never. We've walked through London a lot and go places. I've never seen a black-owned shop selling loads of like hair products, and that this is usually another race. There's only one I've seen in Portsmouth.
Generally, it's Indian. It's the Indian culture that own lots of black hair, like black hair shops. But there are a few. There are a few now.
Yeah, a few.
They're not as big as those kind of those other shops. I mean, there's one particular I can think of, but there are a few now. There are a few where black owned kind of hair shops. I mean, we have one here as well. So I try to use black owned products if I can, and buy from black owned businesses if I can as well.
I think this is a brand new topic. This is a brand new topic. We can go back to the hair extension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to know about like extensions and that, but I'm just saying that black women buy so many products, hair products and that, but it's be interesting to find out whether it's actually made from black people. It's probably other cultures making it for us to use.
It's made for you. It's not made by you. It's made for you.
A lot of black hair products are owned by companies that aren't black owned. So they might have been black owned in the first place, but then they were sold off to other companies. So a lot of the money that goes into black hair doesn't stay within the black community at all.
See, whilst you're paying attention to what somebody else is paying attention to your needs in business.
Your wallet.
Yeah. In business.
Mac, let me ask you, yeah.
I don't have any hair, no.
Have you seen the videos on TikTok and that where they have them Chinese guys, they come through, they put that cap on you, they measure your head up, and they come up with a specific wig for you.
I've seen a few.
Bro, and then you look at it, you like, is that his hair? Was that really? Did he cut his hair off? He looks so good.
If you didn't see them put it on, you don't know.
I know. It's brilliant. I mean, I think for men that's brilliant. If you were going bald men go bald at quite a young age, don't they? Sometimes. So if you're in your 20s and you're starting to lose your hair, being able to have a piece, even though that people can't.
Where was that when I was 20, mate? I lost my hair 20 years, right? 20, bro. But the thing is, I might just lose like my decorum as to where I am. So I might just pull my wig off, wipe my forehead, put it back on, and realize it's not a hat.
It's stuck on. It's
stuck on.
Yeah,
right?
It's stuck on. It's not like you can
It's
shower
not like a
with
baseball
it.
cap.
You know, it's actually glued onto your head.
I mean, come on.
Mac, you want one, innit?
Right, that is mad. Like, okay, so you get your hairstyle.
Yeah.
You go out, you meet somebody, you show back your hair. You're in a fingers for your hair and all sorts. Oh, you're looking great. I like your hair.
It must stays in your hand.
Well, let's go, you get yourself back home. Oh, taking my cap off. Oh, shit. I thought you got nice long hair. I was about to run my fingers through them. You don't have any.
You wouldn't be able to tell.
No, but
It's
still,
not-
you can't keep that on your head forever.
No, you can't. But if you're going to the salon
Be you.
between you're seeing that person will never know.
Just be you.
Yeah, I mean you could be, but
There's
I think
nothing wrong in just
but it's
being you.
But it's a confidence thing, isn't it? I suppose if you're
That's
not
the hardest
confident,
thing.
if you're not confident, if it's something that's you're paranoid about in terms of how it makes you look and how it make you look older, it might make you feel like you're not as attractive, and you're able to do something about it. Why not?
Well, I mean, as a man, it's more difficult as a man because we don't wear makeup. If you're ugly. We can't wear makeup or anything like that.
Well, that's not so true nowadays, is it?
This African brother said, men do not walk with X-rays in their pockets. We can't see your inner beauty.
No.
If you're ugly, you're ugly.
If you're ugly, bro. No makeup, no nothing can save you, no?
That's true. I mean, that makeup's another thing, isn't it?
Like me, if you ball, you ball.
You ball.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about wigs. But for wigs, some people said to me, wigs can cost up to like thousands of pounds for a
Wigs
decent
are
wig.
expensive. Wigs are expensive. You're talking, for a decent wig, you're already talking about £300.
So if I just take all your hair
Yes.
off your head,
Yes.
how much would they charge me to shave your hair? Say, let's say I say, okay, right. Someone give you £40,
No,
shave your hair.
I wouldn't shave my hair for £40.
No, £100. You
No.
pay £100, shave your hair, and then I just package it nice, make it a wig.
Well, they don't want this hair.
You don't want it?
They don't know. People don't want this hair. People
Oh,
don't
you-
want hair like this. They want the straight.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
You think so? Believe me. Anybody, check out somebody who have maybe say alopecia or something.
Yeah.
Any style will do. Any style will do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people who like to change it up like
But you
that.
can get braided wigs now.
What thing?
You can
Oh,
get
is it?
braid. You can get.
That's mad,
You can
innit?
get hair that looks like this,
Mm.
or in a wig.
Or locks.
Yeah,
You
or
get it look like
locks.
locks.
Braids. Actually, you can get cornrow wigs now.
Everything's a wig, bro. We need to get back in all.
I think we should have wig day.
Yeah, I think we should wear a wig.
Like have
I
an
think we should
episode
be
and
wearing a
you
wig. We
pull
should
up.
be wearing a wig today. Sammy didn't. You know,
Sorry, I didn't supply the wigs.
Yeah, next
I
time.
don't
Next
know any
time.
wigs.
I'll come with the Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley.
You know his wig's gonna be nice and wispy in it.
Elvis Presley.
Monica will take you somewhere and sort you out.
Yeah.
I make my own wig.
Oh dear. So that's the wig. So up to like a decent wig starts from about £300 upwards.
I mean, I don't. As far as I know, with what I'm seeing online, yeah. I mean, people pay thousands of dollars for wigs.
So is the price of the wig sort of signify the level of status behind it, or
Not
is
so
it
much.
style?
Not so much. I think it's quality as well, because you know that the hair quality is being treated in a certain way. It's a good hair quality, so people pay more for wigs, and also the longevity of it as well, because obviously you can wash wigs, you can care for them, so they last longer. If you buy a cheaper wig, it might not last as long. So women will spend more money on wigs because they last longer.
See that, bro? That's why men work hard and businesses love women.
You know, yes. All my money goes on wigs.
That's why businesses love women. You ever notice most products? Oh, well, between both sex, men and women, who buys the most products? Come on, Sam, you know that.
Women buy them.
A lot of marketing is aimed towards women.
Yeah. But but that goes back to what we were talking about last week in terms of the beauty standards, isn't it? And what we're
Well, British standards for who?
but what we're made to think that we're supposed to be looking like, what we're made to think that we're supposed to live up to.
But that's not true, is it? Because you're gonna find, yeah. I'm not pointing
Is it
finger
Michael?
at any one person, but hey, you're living with a woman. He knows what she looks like at home. Then she's ready to step up, and then woo. I mean, come on.
Yeah, he said, yeah. Yeah.
So where are we getting that with this now? Is it just for the streets, or so when we talk about beauty standards for who? Like, is it for the male because you're home with your guy, but then you have whatever you have, and then when you're ready to step outside, the wigs, the
I think it depends on the woman. I mean, I think
But yeah, but that's the thing. Like it then again it goes back to that self-confidence and like how confident you are in yourself. If you like your style with a wig and you like changing it up every now and again, and you're good. But if you're going out to get attention and that, and you have your wig, your hairstyle and that, it's all what you want to achieve, isn't
big
it?
story, that innit? So okay.
I do think it depends on the woman. I think there's some women who will maintain that no matter whether they're home, in private, women, no matter if they're out, so they will maintain that standard. And there's some women like me who, who looks one way when they're outside and calm it down a little bit when they're in.
Nobody told me anything else, so I didn't. Who's turn? Is it me?
I just went, but going back
Oh,
to
you
I
reached
just played
out
that
to
then.
4.
because I played twice.
three, I got three.
I played twice in one.
Oh, so you cheated?
No, you told me to play twice.
No, it wasn't me.
You said play
Yeah,
twice.
you said to play twice.
Bro, it was you.
Look, I've got 3 dominoes left, bro. How many you got left?
3.
So I
And
should-
I passed.
I should have played three.
Oh, yeah, so
times.
there you go then.
My turn, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if we go back to the history of hair, also when during slavery, a lot of slave masters used to shave the heads of the women and it was a way of taking away their culture because they would keep their hair in the traditional styles of their tribes. So that is a very important part of why
Oh, wow.
hair
I didn't
is
know
so important, because we were denied the right to be able to express ourselves through our hair, our culture, our heritage through our hair during slavery. So lots of women slaves were, had their hair very, very short.
And eventually push the narrative that we have today in Western society with black women, that it's not really a cultural piece anymore. It's more of whether it's a style or, well, I'm confident in myself.
Yeah,
be me.
statement.
Yeah, your own personal statement. You sort of lost that cultural piece in essence.
But I love going back to the Caribbean and still seeing young girls going to school, even in their teens, with the plaits and the ribbons and
Lads and the
you know?
ribbon, bubbler.
And the bubbles.
the buttons.
Yeah.
You don't see that over here. I think girls are so much more influenced by
Social media.
That they already want to look in a certain way, and I like the fact that in the Caribbean, girls tend to still want to keep those traditions of, when you're at school, you still wear ribbons in your hair,
No, they don't want to keep the tradition. They have no choice.
Well, that's
mommy,
true as
mommy,
well.
Mommy, do your hair. You go to school with that.
That's true as well.
In the other occasion, you probably might take out a plot or two to look a bit
Yeah.
different. But mommy, do your hair. You ain't got no choice.
No.
Until maybe secondary school, you start doing your own thing.
Yeah, but that reminds me of a story when I lived in St. Lucia briefly as a child with my family, and I remember my mum was away, and my dad had to comb our hair. Now my dad was able to comb our hair, but my sister has a very, very different hair texture to mine, so her hair was a lot softer and a lot more curly. So he was able to do her hair, but he sent me down the road to my cousin.
That must have been an experience.
I remember just walking down the road with a comb in my hair, and my dad kind of walking beside me and being like, "Oh yeah, I tried to." Cause he just didn't know how to handle my hair. He just, because his hair was a similar texture to my sister's, he just didn't know how to handle a thicker hair texture. My hair wasn't like really, really thick, and it was just, he just didn't know how to handle it. So he struggled. I remember being really, really like sad and embarrassed about it, because it was like, it made me feel really different. It made me feel like my hair wasn't as good because my dad couldn't do my hair the way he could do my sister's hair.
That's something else. I had similar experience.
Is it my
but I've never since I'm 14. I'm almost how old now? Since I'm 14.
I think I'm gonna type.
Never been to the barber.
I've not been to the barber.
No, I'm cutting my own hair since 14. Yeah. Just recently, I think, was it maybe around just after COVID or just before, sometime around, not too long, but decided, hey, give it a go. Why not? Went to the nearest barbershop. South Sea. There's nobody in the barbershop. Nobody in the barbershop. Like to say, you're busy. Step in. This guy. Don't know if I should really say where he's from, but he's not like me anyway. Step in. I'm looking for a haircut. Sorry, bro. Can't cut your hair. What do you mean you can't cut my hair? Is there no current? Yeah, you got current. You know, machine. Cut machine where you can't cut hair. Can cut hair. I can't cut your type of hair. I don't have an afro. I carry millimeters of hair, bro. I don't carry.
Is it hair or back home?
Hair in England.
South Sea.
South Sea. The man tell me he can't cut my hair. He can't cut my type of hair.
I mean, yeah.
And I asked, are you a barber? But to be fair though, the hairs are different.
Yeah.
The hairs are different. They're different. I don't understand it. But for me at that time, it was like, shit. Man is a barber and say you can't cut my hair. But to be honest though, you put me in a straight hair person, tell me cut their hair until you want a level 1, that ain't going good. I'm telling you, sorry. But that ain't going good.
That's bad on him, because it just shows his skills are limited, bro.
But my skills are limited, so hey, I forgive him. Because if you give me a straight hair person until you want level 1, that's not going good.
No, it's different hair textures, isn't it? You're
doing it.
And it's what you're accustomed to.
Yeah, the way you approach it is different.
And I'm not a specialist barber to say. When I started to cut hair like 12 years old, I was in the Caribbean. And back then times they used to do like the little Nike and thing. So I was very good in art. This is where I took that up. I was like, say from 11, 12, I started to feel a bit more confident.
Yeah.
So all the younger guys around me, like 9 and 10 and so on, they'll be coming to me. You don't want the Nike there, they don't want the part and and them times what I had. Razor blade and comb.
Yeah.
razor blade and comb, you scissors,
Yeah.
and then you get your razor
It's
blade, and
brilliant.
you get put the razor
Yeah,
blade
I
to the
remember
end of
them.
the comb to do the
Yeah.
grading and everything. Perfect, nice fade.
Mm.
Get you nice design how you want. Everybody, all the young guys, they come and they do that. 12 years old. By the time I was 14, I got my first actual machine
Yeah.
from my mum, and then started in my own head. 2 mirrors, one in front, one behind. Awkward. I just learned the tricks of the trade. Cut in my own hair. Never went to barber again. That's it. Done.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I think you may experience, but you may share the same experience with us. Barbershop 2 salon, where you go in there and you meet with a group of people, not same color as you, but same kind of understanding of what the process is to maintain hair. You strike a conversation, you hear the gossip, or you hear the news. You hear the news, and then you take your time and then you leave. But when you leave them places, you feel fresh because you're on point. Do you know what I mean? But one question I have for you around the salon thing, yeah. What's your opinion on relaxer and how deep you need to go to get your hair straight? And what's the process of it? And what is relaxer anyway? What exactly is it?
So relaxer is a chemical that messes with molecules of your hair that makes it straight. So basically, it's almost like it's almost like bleach, like a bleach would turn something white. It does the same kind. It's the same type of process that straightens the kinks and the coils in black hair.
Right. Doesn't that burn though? It burns
Oh
the scalp.
God, it burns. Yeah, I mean, there are women who will purposely leave it until it burns to get their hair straight.
That's what they call. That's what tenderhead comes from, isn't it?
That goes down to so many rabbit holes with that. Just that product alone.
But hot comb. I mean, remember hot combs? You know, that was the way that black women used to straighten their hair. A metal comb on coals, and you used to put a metal comb.
You smell that from wherever.
Yeah, and they used to use that with grease. That's the thing. They used to use, and
You smell the grease.
I mean, the amount of damage that used to do to people.
At the back of your head, boy.
Burn the grease. And grease is from what? Grease comes the petroleum jelly comes
Yes,
from what?
yes.
It's a byproduct of petroleum.
Yes.
Oh, some people I know people used to use lard,
Yes. Ooh.
lard on the hair, boy, to kind of get that.
Big grease.
Yeah. Walk around smell like chicken.
But it's a whole, like I said, it's a whole process, and I mean, it's really damaging to your hair. I mean,
Is it me? Is it my turn? Who win?
Yeah.
Me win, yeah?
yeah.
Right, let it be known to all viewers out there.
Yeah, but I did have 2 dominoes left, so I missed a part of the game somewhere.
Let it be known, I won this one. So, yes, Sam, this is pretty much of a statement from it, really.
Yep.
Now, when you look back at how black hairstyle, especially with women, has transformed, it's transformed, from my perspective, it's transformed in line with social media.
Yeah.
And, the speed of it, as you just mentioned, is in finding the resources, sort of put me back into the idea of, from a health and safety professional where,
Yes.
technology is faster than regulations. The regulations can't keep up.
Yeah.
At the same in business nowadays, because of social media, you're going beyond where resources can actually meet. So you're gonna find now that we're talking about all the different hairstyles with women, but no, all that is there. Women are changing hairstyles left, right, and center. I mean, do they have to? No, they don't.
No.
You don't, but because of social media, which is pushing the narrative to you to say, well, oh, your hair should be like this, your hair should be like that. You're constantly chasing that because you think that's where, again, validation.
Yeah.
When somebody put up a like with your hair.
Yeah. So it's like programming kind of thing.
It's like somebody wear a certain wig and they put it up and then you got 22,000 likes. Of course, you want to be part of who's getting that likes, because if 21,000 people getting that likes, a lot of people like it. Programming yourself, oh, I need to get that.
Yeah.
So you can see the transformation of hairstyles and the sort of mental attitude of wanting to change your hair goes in line with social media, but nobody says you have to.
No.
What is wrong with your hair? Nothing wrong with your hair.
No.
Take care of your hair. Nothing wrong with it. It costs. Wig is, I just say $2,000. I mean, you can do a lot with $2,000.
Yeah.
Keep maintaining that. You can go a lot with that.
I think a lot of it's due to hair envy. I think every woman, black woman, always wants the hair of someone else. And if that can be achieved with weaves, that can be achieved with extensions, if that can be achieved with So you want to assimilate, you want to copy. So you see, like, social media is so full of resources as to black hair and what you can do with your hair, and you see women, you're like, oh, I really like that hairstyle. And I think the beauty about black hair is that we can do all these things with our hair. Our hair is so versatile that we can, whether you agree with it or not, our hair is versatile enough to do it. So we can express ourselves through our hair. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I think it's not so much a bad thing to understand putting chemicals in your hair is not necessarily good for you. And, the fact that we're even being sold these chemicals in the first place, so that's a more. Didn't I play that one? I did play that one. I've got 5. I think the fact that these companies are even still selling these products to us is a thing in itself, that we're even being sold products that aren't good for us.
A good documentary to watch is not documentary, but a little film. It's Chris Rock, Good Hair. They showed They showed that they put a kind of coke in the peroxide that you use. The peroxide or the relaxing, the relaxer. The aluminium can turned clear.
And you put that in your hair.
Yeah.
Imagine you putting that on your scalp.
Yeah.
Imagine that was done into your scalp.
Well, you don't put it on the scalp, you put it in your hair. It's not supposed to touch the scalp, but your hair is you absorb things through your hair and through your nose. So it does absorb into your body.
Yeah. I personally, I prefer a woman having a natural hair, because I think there's so many styles that they can do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you can do so much in black hair.
I mean, I love the versatility of black hair. A lot of black women will say, they will go into work with different hairstyles, and their white colleagues or colleagues from different cultures be like, oh, but your hair was short.
You have to give them warning, Sam. You have to give them this is Monday. Look a little bit different. Don't freak out.
I did do that once, and I said to them, I'm getting my hair done. Don't ask me questions. And they were like, what do you mean? It's like, I'm getting my hair done. Just don't ask me any questions. And they were like, they were just kind of looking at me like, oh.
Yeah. My God, yeah.
Well, I think, all in all, with the black hair, yes, when we look at it from a lens that we look at it, all it today. Yes, of course, we can, pick out all these things to see where we come from, where we are today. But in general, I mean, there's absolutely nothing, and this is my perspective, and I hope some people can really understand. There's absolutely nothing wrong, as you mentioned, Charlie, with your natural hair. It's versatile. It can go anyhow. For those who have the punk afro, you can just wear that just like that.
Yeah.
You can
man.
put it in one. You have that little bump, because the thing is, the hair is unique. So whatever style you want to put, you don't have to resemble whoever, Marilyn Monroe. Your hair.
Rock what you got, man.
Yeah, your hair is unique. So put anything to it.
But I think I do agree with you, but I also think that hair is being used as a way of expressing your style. The same way men express their style through their clothes, women express their style through their clothes. Your hair is an extension of that, and it's very hair textures differ so much in black hair that some hair is really hard to manage. It's really difficult to manage. There's women with really tight and men with really tightly coiled hair.
That's a uniqueness of it.
And it's a uniqueness, but if you feel that pressure of looking a certain way, or you want to make it easier to manage, and that's where the relaxers come in, the texturizers come in, putting chemicals in your hair, it kind of loosens those tight curls. Maintenance of that in the morning, maintenance of that going out, that's a lot of time spending doing your hair.
I see where you're coming from.
So, because to comb out, if you've got that really tight coiled afro hair, that is really, really thick and hard to manage, you're spending hours on that every morning.
Bro, when I was a youth, I used to see my next door neighbors. They had a couple of girls crying, screaming, like someone was like hurting, and they trying to pick the hair out to put it into plaits to go to school.
Yeah.
I mean, this is nuts. This is nuts. why a group of people are so a group of people think that their hair needs to be a certain way when it is your hair, whilst another group of people to just have their hair and just leave it there.
But I think that's got more to do with within the black community, because
It's the
those
mind.
tighter coils, those tighter, that tighter hair, that afro, like
Yeah.
really thick hair, is where we were told that it wasn't as attractive, it wasn't as beautiful as
Yeah.
those that looser kind of no curly bouncy hair. We were taught that within our community, and we're still taught
You have
that
to
within our
unlearn,
community.
unlearn that word.
We have to unlearn that. That is the number one problem. If you can
Mm.
unlearn, well, I wouldn't say the number one problem. It's not
It's
problem.
up
Yeah.
there. It's up there, bro.
But unless you can, unlearn that, there's nothing wrong.
When I
Yeah.
say unlearn, like
Yeah.
the next generation,
Yeah,
Yeah.
power them, bro.
it's nothing wrong. It's yours.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yours, man.
You do. I mean, some people like, I'm okay with me. Some people want to change that.
But that's the thing, bro.
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing in the world is to be you.
Be you and okay.
Be
Be
you is the
okay with
hardest
yourself.
thing in the world for
Be okay with yourself. You can wear, for me, a guy can wear a three-piece suit, and I'm just wearing a jeans and t-shirt, and I could almost guarantee that I'll feel more confident than him in my jeans and t-shirt,
Yeah.
and he's wearing a three-piece suit.
I do think I think it depends on the person, though, Mac.
Yeah.
I think some people are will have more confidence than others. And is it my go? Yep. Yeah, you win.
I win.
Bruh.
Yeah, so Samuel was saying.
I think confidence is a personal thing, and I think there's men and women who are like you, who are okay. I think you're very much like that as well. You're very confident in who you are. Whatever your kind of how you see yourself is very different to someone who has very, very low confidence.
True.
And I think that's a personal thing.
Mm.
So, somebody with very, very low confidence and low self-esteem, it will never see themselves in the way you see them, no matter what they look like. They could be the most beautiful person on the planet. You could see them and think, wow. And their self-esteem is so low that they will look in the mirror and think
And find a problem.
and always find a problem. I don't think. No, I wore my hair natural when I was quite, I started to wear my hair like this when I was in my teens, like late teens. And I remember there was an incident in terms of there was a wedding and I wanted to wear my hair the way I wanted to wear it. And I was told, no, you can't wear it. Your hair like that is not good enough.
Who said that? Tell me who said that.
Let's not go
See,
there.
so see, it's the older generation that has experienced that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Is affecting you.
And so all those things. And I think for women it is different. I think there's a different beauty standard for women. So I understand what you're saying in terms of embrace who you are, embrace what you have, and understand that it's beautiful. But I think there's so many outside factors that tell you that it's not. There's so many outside influences that say to you, no, this isn't beautiful. What you're wearing, your hair, your length, your hair texture, the color of your hair, everything about your hair isn't beautiful.
That is damaging, isn't it?
It psychologically is messed up.
It is
It's
damaging.
messed up.
It-
Imagine.
It's telling you that you are not good enough, but you need to add all these things that
Yeah.
are yours
Yeah.
to be
Fit it small. If you don't fit it small, then that's it.
crazy.
Yeah.
For us men, as we say, if you're ugly, man, you're ugly. Bro, you ain't got no choice than to be ugly.
Men do not care. A man, like as a man, I would rock the same tracksuit every single day in my house just because I'm comfortable. I do not care about them things.
Yes, we know.
Validation in anything.
Huh?
I don't want no validation in anything.
Yeah, I don't know validation.
Confident in that. Listen, you sit down.
But that's
That
beautiful.
same
Yeah.
curry ketchup covered
Oh,
tracksuit every
Alright,
day.
I'm gonna wait till
Rock it hard.
I'm good.
Rock it hard. Rock it hard.
But I think that's beautiful, and I think it's very rare for you to find a woman to say that.
Mm.
I think it would be very rare to find a woman to say.
But
I think when they're in their own environment, they can be themselves, but as soon as they step out that door,
Mm.
they feel
do you
the
think it's
pressure.
do you think it's because other women in society is judging you?
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, I do
Good.
think women tend to judge each other based on their own standards, but based on, you know, in terms of, it's almost like a way of then kind of like projecting their own self-esteem, their low self-esteem on someone else. So you're projecting by judging that person because you don't feel confident. So you're projecting that hate, that kind of judgmental onto them because you're not feeling confident. You might not be looking your best that day, and you see someone walking towards you who's looking on point, and you're like, you're looking at that person, you're thinking they're beautiful, and you immediately feel. So with hair, I think women use that as a way of hiding behind that self-esteem, that low self-esteem. Sometimes I think women, it makes me, if it makes them feel more confident, if it makes them feel like they're that gives them better self-esteem, then why the hell not? I don't.
So I'm gonna take a punch. I probably might get some punches from a few people, really, but I'm gonna take a punch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a weak mindset? And the reason why I'm saying that, yeah, imagine somebody. So you're concerned about your hair, how your hair looks, and you know you want your hair done. You know it's all about your hair. Cool. What about a woman who has alopecia, and she's just rocky just like that?
But it takes a lot of confidence to do that.
So where were you then?
Yeah, but like I said, it's personal.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Where were you? Why
said
did
to
you
me, if
have
you go
that?
against society, if you always go against societal norms and that you create.
You okay?
No. If you go against society and what everyone seems to be cool with,
Yeah.
you make an individual out of yourself. So you're making a target out of yourself. So you're creating problems for yourself.
But that's what
So a lot of
confidence-
people don't want to
that's
do
where
that. A lot of people
confidence-
just
that's
want to
where
go with the
confidence
flow.
Not everyone has that confidence, and it's not so much that I don't think it's a weak mindset. I think it has a lot to do with upbringing. I think it has a lot to do with the way you were. I think it's almost like a childhood trauma that you bring into adulthood,
Okay.
and that's hard to separate yourself from, because you're carrying trauma from people maybe telling you that your hair texture or something about you wasn't good enough, or wasn't good, or wasn't right. You maybe saw things in your teenage where men maybe were attracted to women who looked a certain way or had certain hair types. So it's all being built up over time. And to go against that takes it takes a lot of kind of self-reflection, takes a lot of kind of almost saying F you to everything that you know and everything that you were taught.
Or just one generation.
Or one generation, which I think it is changing though. I do think it is changing. You're seeing younger. I think there's two camps. You're seeing lots of younger people going into that kind of the wig.
Yeah.
More wigs, more than weave. I think more wigs, but then you've seen a lot of young people also expressing themselves with their natural hair. So there is very much two camps in that respect. I think there's girls who are empowered by wearing natural hair and wearing braids and wearing afros and wearing twists and doing whatever, then just experimenting in their hair and learning about their hair and understanding their hair, because everybody is different. Every single black woman has got a different hair texture. There's no two textures that's the same. There's no if you know, this one person used a product, their hair looked like mine and they would use that product, and I'll be like, oh, I might try it. It might not work in my hair. I would have to find my own way, my own products, my own way of doing it to make my hair look like that person's hair. So that hair journey is very much a journey. It's very much you're learning all the time about your hair, about what it does, what it doesn't do, what you're able to do, what goes well with it, what doesn't go well with it. And that comes with confidence. When you start to learn that, you know, it's like anything you learn. The more you learn it, the more you understand it, the more confident you become with it.
Here's one, yeah. Do you think a woman should tell a man if her hair is natural or not before?
No.
Oh, okay, all right, people. We'll leave it at that. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Right, and we'll see you at the next episode of Rum Reason. Make sure you like, share, and comment, guys, and make sure you subscribe. All right, we'll see you in a bit.